Welcome to AMPchroma, the antenna mobility platform as a service. To demonstrate the power of AMPchroma, we'll log in as an administrator in the browser on the left and view the experience of a user in the device on the right. When we log in, we see a dashboard with statistics about the entire mobile environment. Clicking on Users shows us the user population of this mobile enterprise. To find a specific user named John Duncan, we use the search feature and select him from the results to display John's complete profile and all of his access privileges. The tabs across the top show each user's assigned groups, roles, devices, and apps. As we can see, there are no devices assigned to John, and John belongs to a group called Trading Desk. To see the details, we can navigate to the Groups panel and drill down into that specific group. We can see that John is indeed an assigned user in the Trading Desk group, and there is an app called Time Clock assigned to all users in this group. We can also see that the Time Clock app is mandatory for all group members and not optional. So let's look at John's device. We'll just open a browser and go to the AMPchroma login screen. We'll use John's credentials as authorized by the Enterprise Active Directory and enter his username and password. If we click the little Remember Me box, that will save John a few steps in the future. AMPchroma immediately recognizes that this new device is unregistered, and it prompts us. Devices can be registered as personal or corporate assets, determining what amount of control the mobile administrator is allowed. The device then goes through a standard profile installation. And when it's complete, we'll continue, and we're immediately presented with the list of apps available to this user. Because Time Clock is a mandatory app for all the users in this group, AMPchroma automatically pushes the app to John's device. So he hits accept, and the app is installed automatically. Done. Now, when we check back in the devices control panel, we see that John's device has been registered and enrolled, and that device information was retrieved automatically. Now let's forget about John for a moment, and we'll deploy a new app with AMPchroma. Selecting the apps on the left brings us to the apps control panel, where we see all the apps deployed across the enterprise. To publish a new app, we just click on the Add App button and tell the system what type of app to publish. In this case, we chose a hybrid app. I have the HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript assets for this app in a zip file on my desktop, and I just drop that file into the drop zone. The app is uploaded quickly, and the fields are automatically populated. Change a couple of settings to determine where it shows up, and click Apply Changes. Clicking on the Build and Run tab, we can see the settings for this hybrid container and the features available for deployment. In this case, we'd like for the users to be authorized to use this app. So we'll select the native authentication screen, and just like that, we've added enterprise security to this web app. Next, we just tell AMPchroma what platforms we'd like the app to run on, in this case both iOS and Android, and we complete the build process. The app is packaged and published to both platforms simultaneously. Now it's time to determine who has access to this app. By selecting the Access tab, we're prompted to choose group assignments from the list of available groups. In this case, we'll select a group that our user John is in, the Trading Desk group. Just apply changes, and the app is assigned to the Trading Desk group as a mandatory app. And as soon as we do that, John's device receives an update request from AMPchroma that the new mandatory app is available for him to download. So we download the app, open it, and notice immediately that we're prompted for login credentials because we elected the authorization service during the publishing process. If we enter John's credentials from Active Directory, including his secret password, we'll be allowed to access the app functionality. So in this case, the app is a simple stock quote app with a chart that's being pulled dynamically from a JavaScript library obtained from highcharts.com. This shows how quickly and easily it is to leverage third-party libraries to publish rich, highly functional, native and hybrid apps. So now we've registered a user and his device, assigned apps, and updated apps with the enterprise authentication feature. Just to bring our demo full circle, let's assume John leaves the company and we need to remove his device from the system. Select the device and choose Remove. And notice how the assigned apps will disappear from his device automatically. We could also elect to wipe the entire device in the case where this was a corporate asset. The apps are gone. So, in this very brief demonstration, we were able to manage apps, manage devices, publish a new hybrid app, add enterprise authentication, and remove a device from the system completely, wiping the apps and data from the device entirely. That's only a small slice of the power of AMPchroma.